Yo, what's happening? Your boy Papa Duck. I'm sure y'all saw what happened to Charlie Kirk yesterday. Alright? And to be quite frankly honest with you, a lot of blacks really don't care. And in some cases, whites don't either.
When you go on a plane, do you go to the pilot and ask for your credentials? Or do you believe that the airline did the right thing and hired the right? So you ask
no,
for
I
their
don't.
credentials.
Actually,
you don't.
I'm starting
you don't.
to.
So,
well,
so,
hold on.
so
I
for
start
some
to doubt
reason,
it.
we
That
can
was
have
my
both
statement.
diversity and
that
everything.
was my statement.
Right.
My statement was when you're going to, if you're going to go from 4% of the pilots being black to 50% of the pilots to be black, it begs the question: you are going to lower the standards. Should black people get reparations?
I believe they should.
Why should we generalize and say reparations for black people?
Because there are people that are in a worse place because their family were brought here as slaves.
So over 150 years, they didn't have any ability to make better decisions, to save money, and to invest. It was such a big deal.
Are you blaming a person for being stuck in indentured servitude?
How did the Jews get so wealthy post-Holocaust? How did the Jews get so wealthy? How did the Asians get so wealthy?
Reparations. The answer is reparations.
What percentage of blacks have a father around when they're raised?
I'm not sure.
20%.
So
80% of blacks do not have a stable father around. It is the most predictable way to end up in prison, end up as a or a criminal.
And
It's
why
not
do
a
you think that's
racism
a problem?
It's not a white supremacy problem. It's a fact that black fathers impregnate women and they don't stay around with the women
And
that they have
why,
impregnated.
Charlie Kirk, do you think that that happens more in the black community compared to others?
It's threefold. Number one, we subsidize single motherhood. Number two, it's culture. It's accepted in the black community. And it
so
shouldn't
it's
be.
culture. Okay.
Don't take my
I
word
see.
for it. Read Thomas Sowell's own book on how black culture allows single motherhood to continue into a nanny state type practice. 75% of black youth are raised without a father in the home. 75%. Is that a bigger problem or not a bigger problem than whiteness, white privilege, or white supremacy? How
They
can
should
you
all
blame?
be addressed and they're all related.
Okay, how is a white person to blame? Wouldn't it be more like smart to be like, hey, that this is not about systemic racism. Like, stop impregnating your women and abandoning them. Black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified. I'm dealing with somebody in customer service who's a moronic black woman. I wonder, is she there because of her excellence, or is she there because of affirmative action? Thomas?
Now, like I say, when you speak on black people's situation, you're gonna ruffle some feathers, right? And I feel like sometimes some people are just too smart to speak ignorant, right? Black people didn't ask to be like this. People in general didn't ask to be like this. We did not. Name me one person that agreed to live to this way of living. Getting up, going to work, paying taxes. You know what I'm saying? Not being able to buy medicine. Even though these motherfuckers are the ones that's making us sick. No black families that have fathers in the house because our women have been coerced to use what they call the man in the house rule, which is an actual fucking law, right? Basically coerced to go and let the government becomes the father, because you cannot be on these programs if you got a man in the house which has shit to do with anything, which says we don't want y'all to have a functional family. What the man has to do with a woman getting help from the government? This shit is clearly, you could clearly see the systemic racism and the systemic plan and agenda to destroy black families and just black people in general. And then it goes up from there, because they're not just destroying black families, they're destroying America, nigga. Let's keep this shit a buck. The crazy part is this: they control everything that's on on these social media platforms. Meaning, I can post a female in a thong and they'll flag that bitch, but yet they got this motherfucker sitting up getting his whole jugular blew off, and that shit on every platform right now. That's called buck breaking. Remember when Willie Lynch spoke about buck breaking? You take the biggest slave and put him in front of everybody and you beat his ass. And that's what America is doing to not just blacks, but to everyone. They are showing us scarcity tactics, right? They are showing us what'll happen if you speak out or when they done with you. It's just scarcity. It makes us stay in line, okay? That's all that is buck breaking, because they control what goes on these social media platforms. I told y'all this, bro. Media is one of the biggest reasons they're able to paint perceptions in our minds. Because you got to think, when you're born in this world, this is a blank sheet of paper. So everything you know and everything you don't know come from these same motherfuckers. Even your religion. Let's keep this shit a buck, bro. People act like they want to not pay attention to what really goes on in America. How can you not? And as it goes up, they give boule ass niggas platforms and people like him platforms to speak to the people. Like, look at all these people that come hear him speak. That's a lot of influence. And when you start roughing the wrong feathers and you start getting out of hand because you become your own media platform by being able to reach these people, which means you could paint the perception in their minds. You could become as a journalist was, or you could become as people on the news, and they don't want that. They have think tanks that they carefully craft speeches and they carefully craft events. This shit was planned. Man, that man got hit by a sniper, homie. And it sends the message out to everyone through a buck-breaking tactic. This what's gonna happen to your ass. How do you control millions of people? Fear. How could 2 correctional officers control 100 inmates? Fear. Conditioning. So when you speak of conditioning, if 2 officers or 2 correctional officers can maintain 100 inmates, that tells you that programming works. Why do black people do what they do? Programming. Why do white people do what they programming? Indian programming. All this is programming. And they do it in ways you don't even think possible or don't think it's effective. But he spoke a lot about gender. You got a lot of white people pissed off at him. I've seen interviews they've asked, did you see what happened to Charlie yesterday? They don't care. Right? And another problem is this. We're all living as individuals. The biggest problem in America is we don't live as a tribe. We don't live consolidated. We don't live, it's one globe with millions and billions of different realities. That's conflict. That's basically saying black men, we cannot control our women. Someone else is. We can't tell them what to do. And for some reason, people want to hold men or black men accountable for how black women act, and vice versa. People want to hold black women accountable for how black men act. We're all being programmed here, okay? We don't see what a black family looks like on TV. We see the opposite. We don't see nothing. All we see is the perception of black people can't be trusted. They steal, they this, they that. That paints the picture in our heads too. And it makes them feel as though because we black, you think we want to be around black people that steal and kill and shoot? Not hell no, we scared of them too. But who paints that narrative? I don't care how much church you do, religion, you none of that. You're trying to fix the wrong fucking problem. The problem ain't religion. The problem is the perception that is being painted in people's mind and the environment we're placed in that aligns with these ideologies that makes it even more true. Right? That is the problem. They paint us look at BMF. Yeah, we'll pay 50 Cent millions of dollars to get on TV and put out narratives about how a bitch got shot. A black guy shot another black guy. Diddy pissed on him. Oh yeah, man, we're gonna show Rock killing her own mama on TV. I keep telling y'all, this is trauma. You talking about childhood trauma. Television is trauma. Let me explain to you how. I told y'all, what is a television? What is a TV? A TV is an electromagnetic device that gives off stimulation through sound and imagery. Prime example, when you watch a flick, you start getting hard as a male. Your titties get hard as a female, and ain't nobody touched your ass. That's stimulation. So when you see these things, these events that happen in these shows, that's trauma. Your brain can't decipher what is real and what is fake. You fighting a war, you don't even know you win. That's why people be talking about what we gonna do, what can we do? Bro, you can't do shit unless you get these people to understand what is going on. This is a war. People wake up every day going to work and think that's just the way God put us here to do that. That's bullshit. It's somebody right now that just got a raise happy than a motherfucker. Happy? Bro, God ain't put us here to work for nobody. These people, not only do they control you, they own everything, dog. Queen Elizabeth owns the whole Canada. And that's just a speckle of the shit they own. They own the rights to the Bible. I know I'm a little off topic, but this shit bigger than Charlie Kirk. He just been used and like they say, never let a good crisis go to waste. That's all that is, brother. Long as these people continue to control the narrative, they control this, right? And once they, and then they put you in an environment, like I say, that aligns with this shit, you locked in box, bro. Most of us don't even have time to think about what's going on, because we dropping our churn off to strangers so that they can be programmed, so that they can be later on in life controlled. And this shit is just a hamster wheel, dog. This is indoctrination. That's it. All this Democrat, Republic, man, I swear to God, you got to be crazy as fuck to believe this bullshit. I told y'all the forefathers wrote this shit to the point where they wrote a constitution where bitches are dead making more money than motherfuckers alive. Shit got nothing to do with God, dog. This is about demonic, greedy ass people that want to control the world. And it's even deeper than that with AI. They just use Charlie Kirk as an example. That's it. So you could get out your feelings. All this, everything. If you deal in politicians in any type of way, if you think politics or politicians or you think any of this shit gonna help you, you done lost your motherfucking mind. You are exactly the people they want. They don't want people to rebel. Why you think there's more Martin Luther Kings and more Martin Luther King been spoke about than Malcolm X? Martin Luther King was about peace. You know, keep the peace. Malcolm X was like, man, fuck that shit, man. Why would I want to eat in a restaurant that I'm not allowed to come in or welcome? So they don't promote that shit though. They don't want motherfuckers. They don't want them radicals. They don't want motherfuckers that's gonna rebel. They want obedient motherfuckers. And these people have been running the show for too long. You have people that just love people, bro. No matter what color you are. This color shit didn't come from me. This color shit didn't come from you. It came from the demonic motherfuckers at the top that want to run the world, and they paint these narratives in our minds. If you get some children, you get a Chinese kid, you can get a white kid, you can get a Jewish kid, you can get a black kid, they'll all play and have a great time until they've been instilled with the scarcities and instilled with racism, systemic racism, and what this color mean and that could, and now you've been programmed. If I can program you to not like a person, I can program you to love a person. Man, I'm smart enough to know, man, you can't, the only way you can hate me without experiencing me as a person is by what you was told. And with the heavy propaganda and the heavy promoting, you have been told not to like white people or not to like black people or Mexican or Spanish people not to like black, because there's a lot of Spanish people that be having problems with black people. Everybody got a problem with black people because we've been programmed this shit, bro. We don't control what comes on TV. I got videos of lawyers, white lawyers, telling you they fight the same cases as they fight with black people and white people, and they have a hard time getting black people the same results as whites. She 100% tells you this shit is racist. And it comes from the top. So at some point, I'm not saying be stupid or be ignorant. Just understand, dog. It's just what it is now. People are poisoned in the mind, and you might have to fuck them up. Fuck them up if that's what you got to do. Because I'm not going to tell you to be responsible for what they've been programmed. So if you're a person and you don't like this person because of the programming, I'm gonna have to fuck you up. And I will. But I still understand why you the way you are. I got more of a chance to walk away because I'm not gonna let, but if you come, I'm gonna fuck you up. I'm telling you now. If you get caught up in that, and I'm just breaking this shit down from a way where a lot of people don't understand. Yeah, it's fucked up, but I'm telling you why. But that don't mean don't defend yourself or go for some bullshit. No, man, that just means now you know. Now you know why shit the way it is. Now you know why people look at you the way they look at you. And based off that, bro, you ain't got to get in your feelings about a lot of shit because it's really beneath you at this point. Why go to prison over some bullshit? Play chess, not checkers, my nigga. And at the end of the day, like I be trying to say, this shit gonna get way worse before it get better. It just gonna be that. You feel me? So at the end of the day, man, this Charlie Kirk shit, this shit was just a message. That's all this was. That's it. America, like they say, to get a piece of the American pie, If you believe in the American pie, they tell you that shit, the American dream. If you believe in the American dream, they tell you to believe in it, but you got to be sleep to believe that shit. That's why they call it the American dream. Why the fuck it got to be a dream? Fuck a dream. The reality is in America is ran by demonic people, right? That all they want is control. Why do one person or a group of people want so much control over people? I don't know. They blame the aliens. They blame every motherfucking body. But God, ain't no God finna come out no sky to save your motherfucking ass. Right? Everything that you got it for a reason. You got everything you need. They just fucked you up here. So with that being said, man, I love y'all, man. But listen, this shit finna get way worse before it get better. You feel me? And I just try to break this shit down where you can consume it and see it in a different light, man. This social media shit done fucked us up. These people target us in ways that we don't think is possible. All of a sudden, our women want to be showing their ass, and now beauty runs everything. There's no other equalities that's being that's being presented, and that tells us we teach each other in ways that we don't even know. Like, women are teaching us how to treat them. Men are teaching women how to treat them. But none of this is coming from us. It is coming from the top. It is coming from the people that want to run shit. So when you as a female toot your ass to the camera and say, look at this, where you get that from? We mimic what we see. And remember, you learn more of what you see than what you read and what you hear. You learn more of what you see than what you read and what you hear. Children learn by what the fuck they see. You turn that knob on that door, they know it's something you doing to open that door. And that's how they learn. So we teach each other. And I'm going to say this, I'm going to let y'all go. I always tell you, when the world does something to you so much, you start to like it because they push it on you. Once you start to like it, you start to doing it to yourself. And when you start doing that to yourself, you are now in partnership with the people that is oppressing you. Because now you're teaching other people how to do that. So when they told us, and this comes from the fallen angels. If you read the book of Enoch, the angels that came down, they taught women how to use makeup, how to be promiscuous, how to use their beauty, And once you've been taught these things, you start doing it to yourself without even knowing. And when you do that, you just became in partnership. Because now they ain't got to tell you no more. Now you're doing it and you're teaching other people to do it, and it's a domino effect. That's why I say TT, Auntie. With that big ass and them short pants, you got all the nephews and nieces at your house, you walk around with your big, don't fucking do that. You're teaching these children, man, to be just like that. And like I say, we don't live as a tribe. Everybody live individually. Because if we lived as a tribe, we'll kick your ass out of our tribe, right? For showing these children to walk around with all your booty hanging out. Because you're a little bit, you're shapely. You're overdeveloped. You're curvy. And you're showing these young children what it is. Like I say, you're a participant. You're teaching them without them telling you to teach them. And you're doing it unconsciously, bro. It's your boy Papa Duck, man. I love y'all. I don't want this video to be this long, but you already know how it is and how I get. Alright, make sure y'all share this video, man. And like I tell you all the time, in order for you to be found, you must first be lost. And I just hopefully I reach somebody to see this shit in a different light. The way we live ain't the way we supposed to live. This is a script that has been given to us. And we're living off the script. This reality they gave us, this ain't how we supposed to live. Shooting and killing each other. Diseases, and we're miseducated. All type of shit. And it comes from them stinking motherfuckers at the top. Them bitches. Because they want to own and control everything. Them bitches done rewrote history. From the day you were born and the day they date back, ain't nothing good about them. Christopher Columbus came over here. He slaughtered the very people that taught him how to move along the terrains, how to grow crops. All these people see is how they can be how they can take advantage of other people. That's what you call the devil. Demonic ass people. So yes, they're gonna lie to you. Yeah, they're gonna tell you about your own religion. And most motherfuckers gonna fall for that dumb ass shit. And you better wake the fuck up. God ain't gonna punish you because you want to know the truth. That's why he gave you common sense. But I understand. You just been programmed with the bullshit, and you don't even know no better. This is why this ain't for everybody. Told y'all, boy. America's and the black community is like a junkyard. That bitch full of cars, but they dysfunctional because these people made sure mentally that you don't know shit. We go to they fucked up schools. We live in they fucked up environment. Right? We do services and goods off they fucked up monetary system. We pay taxes. Why? I don't know. They print money, dog, and we dumb as fuck. And I hate to say it like that, but we ignorant to the point where we go by this bullshit. And they went a step further. They don't even give you paper money no more. They give you fucking numbers and zeros in the system and say, I just sent you $1,000. Bitch, you just sent me some numbers, bitch. And y'all be great, man.